Welcome to the Lipstick Living channel. I'm Rachel, and you can find me on Instagram at The Lipstick Living. Please make sure to like this video if you enjoy it and subscribe to my channel. Today's video is going to be a flip through of my One Little Word album from 2020. This project was created by Ali Edwards, and my word that I chose for 2020 is create. So if you're interested in seeing the flip through of my album, just keep watching.
Okay, so this is my One Little Word album from 2020, and I'm just gonna flip through it. My word was obviously create. So the very front, I just have a little rubber piece that says progress over perfection on the left, and then on the right, I just had some different hearts. I scrap lifted that from Ali Edwards, the creator of this. And then I put my reason why is I want to create a life that I love. And then there's different prompt cards, but my quote is it's not just about creativity, it's about the person you're becoming while you're creating. And then I filled out the other little prompt cards and the year ahead card on the right that just ask some questions like, what are you excited for in the year? What are you fearing about your journey with this word, etc. You can pause and read through it if you'd like. And then on the back of that is just my intentions for the year ahead. And again, you can pause and read through all these. I know there's a lot, but um, one was plan my Europe trip, which is really funny because at the time of making this, COVID-19 had not come to fruition yet. Um, so I talk a lot about traveling in the first 2 months. Um, so each month, each prompt, I kind of set it up similar, where I have like a note to self card, a quote card, and then like the little acetate with the month on it, and the little wooden piece that says the month. On the back, I just added a picture of me and my girlfriend Crystal and her grandma Billy. We went to visit her in February. So February's prompt was vision board. Usually it's the same for February every year, but my vision board this year I kind of scrap lifted from Allie as well. She made like this little flip out booklet with cardstock paper. She just cut out some cardstock paper, two pieces, and then taped it together with washi tape. And then she just covered it with all these like magazine clippings that she found. So I did the same thing. Mine actually looks a lot different, but I took the idea. And then flipping to March, I wrote a note to myself saying that I want to focus on, I want my practice to be my AM routine, so my morning routine, because March's prompt was a habit to practice every day in the month. So I just recorded, what days I actually did it, and I just said that I wanted to do a morning routine that included journaling, reading, yoga, meditation, eating breakfast, making the bed, and walking the dogs. And I recorded it. And then my reflections are on the back. And I basically just say I'm proud of myself because I did 20 out of the 30 days in March, or out of the 31 days. And then I'm flipping to April, and I have the similar setup for every month. And I just said that I wanted to focus on work for the month of April because I had to travel to Charleston for 10 days to help out with an acquisition. We acquired a new property in Charleston, and it was right in the height of COVID, so it was very scary. But this month's prompt was I am statements, and I believe she gave you a different prompt each week in April. The first one was just I am, and the second one was I am giving myself permission, and then you just chose how you wanted to finish each prompt. And then the third and fourth week's prompt are on the back. I am learning, and then that was the third prompt, and then the fourth one is I am saying yes to. And you can pause and obviously read through these if you're interested, but I'm not going to bore you with reading through everything. Okay, so now moving on to May's prompt. For May, I said I'd like to focus on spending time outside with Crystal, my spring cleaning, and May's prompt was to capture images that related to your word. So I just took some pictures of me and my friends. We went to a cabin in the mountains, and then I took a picture of a bouquet of flowers. And when we went to a Zoom wedding, I thought that was kind of interesting and unique. So, and then a picture of us like walking the dogs out in the woods. And then I have a picture on the back of me doing yoga on the full moon, and then a picture of us at the park for my birthday. My birthday is actually in June, but I needed some extra photos. I didn't take too many in May, so I just stole that one from June. And then some pictures of me on FaceTime with my sisters, laughing at something, being crazy. And then a picture of me and Crystal just spending time together. And then moving on to June, usually June's prompt is the same each year with the project, where you are checking in with your word so far, because you're like halfway into the year. I attended multiple protests during the month of June, and this is the only picture that I have of one of them, me holding a sign saying that all lives can't matter until Black Lives Matter. And I really liked the picture. Crystal's sister actually took it of us without us knowing, and sent it to us, and I like it a lot. So I just added that in there to remember that I participated in that. And then basically, I just filled out that in progress card. It just asks multiple questions, basically just checking in with your word and seeing how things are going. So there's quite a bit. So it's just really journaling. And then I added some um, extra paper that I had from painting. I had done like this painting project with paint and a brayer, and so I had some extra left over, so I just added it to the bottom with a little chipboard piece. And then on the back of that, I just added some pattern paper and a couple of embellishments. And then moving on to July, so July's prompt was to create something, which really related to my word create. And so basically, Allie just took a jelly plate and then a brayer, which is like a small little paint roller. And she just put paint all over the jelly plate and then rolled it with the brayer and put down craft paper or cardstock or whatever paper you wanted to, and then it would pull up these really pretty backgrounds. And then I stamped on them. I cut them up into little 3x4 cards and wrote some little statements on there of things that I was doing, things that I was finding in my life that was creative or me creating something. And then moving on to August, August's prompt was the stories that we tell ourselves. So just different stories that you tell yourself that you think about, and they could be true or not. Sometimes we tell ourselves really awful things, and we have imposter syndrome, etc. So I think a couple of these might be that. But if you want to pause and read through them, you can definitely do that. I'm not going to read through all of them, but maybe I'll read through one because I think the very last one that I wrote is pretty special. So I said, this story took some time to surface, but holds the most significance in my opinion. The story is that I believe in myself. You don't have to believe in some overpowering deity to find purpose for yourself in this life. You can simply just have faith and trust in yourself. I choose to believe in me. I choose to be free. I choose to make my purpose, not find it. I choose to be happy and love me for me. So I thought that was pretty significant that I that was a story that I was telling myself at the time. And then moving on to September, I wrote a note to myself saying to give into control and let chance give you instructions. Even when it feels uncomfortable, discover through the discomfort. Because this month's prompt was really different. It was really fun. Basically, we made this spinner that I'll show you in a second when I flip through. But first, I just added in some pictures of things that I had created in the month that I wanted to document so that I could remember. I created that little painting at the bottom of my niece's handprints, and put "You Are My Sunshine" on there with some daisies. And then on the back is my bullet journal theme for the month of September. And we had just gotten a farm stand on our balcony. So it's like the stand on the top of like some herbs and vegetables and stuff. So that's something we were creating. And then the spinner is on the right. So you basically chose 6 things that related to your word that you could do each day. And then each day you would spin the spinner, whatever it landed on, you had to do, which was so much fun. I loved it so much. I even continued doing it for the rest of the year. And then on the back, I just wrote a note to self, basically reflecting on that experience and how I just write about how much I enjoyed that and that I would definitely go back to it through the rest of the year. Okay, so now we're moving on to October. And October's prompt um, was finding songs that had lyrics that related to your word, which was actually extremely hard to find um, lyrics or songs that I enjoyed and listened to that also had things about creating. And so I just ended up picking songs that created joy, that sparked joy in me, because I think that's creating something, you know? So I didn't take it really in the literal sense. So I just picked songs that I enjoy listening to. So, Young the Giant, Tightrope is like my favorite song. That's my favorite band. I've seen them in concert like 3 times. I definitely plan on seeing them a lot more. And then I Put Your Records On by Kareem Bailey Ray, Feeling Good by Nina Simone, Drew Barrymore by SZA. I love SZA. And then on the back, I have 3 more. One is Lovin' You by Minnie Riperton. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name. Floating by Alina Baraz featuring Khalid. I love Khalid. And then another Young the Giant song, Firelight. And then I added some extra pictures too of some things that we did in October. We actually went to this little getaway house. It's like a tiny house in the woods. So I took some pictures of us doing that and of my bullet journal. My October's bullet journal theme was Harry Potter, which I thought was really fitting, and I was really proud of it. It was like my favorite theme I had ever done, so I wanted to document that because that related to my word as well. And then in November, I just wrote that November was hard. Change is always difficult, especially during a pandemic, but I persevered and got through it. Basically, I had to travel to Charleston again to help out at the property we had acquired back in April. And so I was there pretty much the entire month of November. But I did get to bring Crystal and the dogs with us. So we had a lot of fun. We took the dogs to the beach. We went on walks. We went on a sunset boat tour and saw dolphins. It was really special. So I added some pictures of that. And then November's prompt was just the idea of saying goodbye and hello to things because usually you don't have one without the other. So things that you might be inviting in your life and things that you're letting go, things that you're starting to do and things that you're not doing anymore. And so I just journaled about that idea and I just put this little vellum paper on top and taped it with washi tape to the card, like a little flip up book. And then I had some more journaling on the back. Of course, I always journal way too much. But I liked that idea of goodbye and hello because you don't have one without the other. So, and then moving on to December, my quote for my little 3x4 card says, "We weren't made to be takers, we were made to be creators." I really liked that. I had found it and it related to my word, so I added it. And then this month's prompt was facts and feelings. So facts about your journey with your word throughout the entire year. What did you do? What actually happened? What did you not do? So I put some facts down there, and then feelings, your feelings about it, how you felt about your journey and what you did. I actually was very proud of myself and my journey and things that I had discovered through my word, create. And I put some things on the back that I want to remember. And I won't read them all. You can pause and read them if you would like. But one of them says, "There is beauty in everything. If you can't find it, sometimes you just have to create it." So that is just from me. It's not really a quote, but I liked it so much that I stamped it onto the pattern paper below. And then I wrote a little letter to my word, kind of saying goodbye. And I just said, "Dear Create, thank you for teaching me so much and for letting me express myself. I am in awe at your many depths. I had such a great journey with you this year and accomplished a lot. I look forward to keeping in touch with you." And so I just kind of like had some closure there, just saying goodbye to it because I was kind of sad. But I was excited to start on. I'd already picked my new word for 2021, which is inspire. So I was excited to move on to that too. But so that is my 2020 One Little Word album for the word create. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you got inspiration from this. And if you're interested in checking out this project, it is by Ali Edwards, ALI Edwards.com. You can go there and check it out. Yeah, so thank you and bye.